Hey guys, it's Kristofer here. I am bringing another video to you guys. This video is going to be a little different than most of mine. Uh, in the past, I've been doing, like monthly updated videos for you on my transition and uh, things of that nature. And I'm kind of gonna stream off of that a little bit and start doing a question and answer segment. So this is kind of just like video number one, and from this point forward, any videos or not videos, any questions or you know curiosity things that you may have about trans-related things that you would like answered, just let me know. Provide it in the comment section below on Facebook. Message me, anything of that nature. So, um, basically, I have a list of 5 questions that have been provided to me by one of my trans friends from back home in the state of Iowa, who has recently reached out to me for help. So I want to give him a shout out right now. You know who you are if you're watching it. So I really appreciate kind of being able to work with other trans people, and it feels good. So with that, I'm just going to jump right into it. First question is how to better pass in public. Obviously, because I'm a female to male trans person, I can really only give advice or suggestion based off of my own experience. So I apologize if some things maybe don't relate the best to you. However, these things can also be kind of reversed for a male to female trans person. So with that, how to better pass in public for me, the first thing I did to help myself better pass was cutting my hair. So I used to have long hair about down to here or a little longer, and the first thing I did to make myself feel more comfortable was cut my hair. However, I have been dressing in men's clothing for a number of years, and I cut my hair off about 2 years ago now. So with the combination of those two things, with just dressing, how I want to be perceived, and the hairstyle, things of that nature, I haven't shaved my legs for a number of years already. So, when it's nice out and I have shorts on, that's also kind of another pretty solid giveaway. However, I'm also not stating that women have to shave their legs. That's not what I'm saying either. So, don't take my words extremely literally. However, that's just what works for me. And the other thing is, when I'm in like new public places or just in public in general, just walking with confidence, body language, all that sorts of stuff, mannerisms, any of that sort of thing. It's for me, it's really just about acting like I got it together, fake it till you make it sort of thing. And that, just the confidence aspect in general, has been really, really huge for me. Next question is how to deal with transphobia. Now, I've been thinking a lot about this question in preparation for this video, and I was really struggling with having to come up with times when I've had to face transphobia. I think the biggest times I deal with it is starting new jobs, because I was dealing in my past. I was dealing with having my birth certificate or my social security card or my ID card not matching up to the name that's on the application or my chosen name, and that's been really huge in having had my name legally changed and all of that stuff taken care of, that my identities match up now. And that's a really, really relieving feeling. The As far as like just generally in public, I don't, because I pass, I don't necessarily know that I am faced with it a whole lot. I guess, on public buses and things like that, I do sometimes get looks, depending on how tight my shirt is and whatnot. But that also, kind of goes with the first question and the clothing that I decide to wear. I'm not wearing like tight clothing. I wear loose fitted t-shirts, cargo shorts, things of that nature. So I guess in general, I mean, for any trans person, I think the best advice that I can give on dealing with transphobia is it's kind of just a given that not everybody is going to be in the same viewpoint as you or I right off the bat. A lot of people are, thankfully, because a lot of things in the world are changing. But in general, everyone has their own different viewpoints. So I always just take that into consideration. Treat everybody with love and respect. If I get it in return, awesome. If I don't, that's their decision. I can't force them to give me respect. Third question is how to come out and tell your parents or your family that you are trans. This one gets very tricky. Obviously, I would suggest do not do it at like a family holiday or a reunion or get together or weddings or anything of that nature. Like, not a good time. I understand the concept of people wanting to do that because their whole family is together, and especially if your family is like far away, that's one thing. However, for myself, I grew up, my family is like all within a 5 to 10 mile radius of each other. My immediate family, that is. And I guess a couple members of my family, I told them over the phone. My mom and my brother, I told face to face. And I pretty much just had all my ducks in a row, like that this is who I am. These are the things that, ever since I was a kid, like I've felt this way. I've compared myself to more men than women in my life. Paid more attention to the men in my life growing up, and acting how they acted, things like that. Just having like all of those facts, because those are facts. Having all those facts in line before coming out and telling them, and also educating myself on what this means for them and how I can support my family. So, if I were to give you steps of advice on how to do that, definitely I would say, do your research. Don't like walk into it blindly, and just remember to keep love like the main focus. And regardless of their opinions or their viewpoints or what they think and all of that, no matter what, just be patient and love them through it and give them time. Like, time is your best friend. It feels like it's your enemy, but in hindsight, for myself, time is my best friend. So, if any of you are struggling with that, know that you're not alone. And it will get easier, better, however you want to label that. Next question is, how do I best support my child if they are trans? Now, obviously, I'm not a parent, so I'm not speaking from a parental perspective, but as a trans person, I am going to give like my own advice or my own suggestion, as if I could tell my parents or any parent what the best thing is for support, this is what it would be. unconditional love, which most parents give that anyway. Don't get mad. Try and stay as open-minded as you can, and just let your child know that you're listening, right? That you are there, that you're not going to view them any differently, you're not going to treat them any differently, and keep the main focus in your mind that they are still your child. They're still the same person, this kid that you've raised or that you've known for X number of years did not just fall off the face of the earth. Like, they're still your child. And I guess maybe if there are support groups in your area for parents of trans youth, check one of those out. There's tons of websites and pages online that give really, really good advice and feedback on parents and how to how to help them through the process of this, because it really is like grief and loss of one child and gaining a newfound acceptance of like a second child, kind of. So that's my best advice for that, on how to answer that question. And lastly, how to help educate yourself, your friends, and your family about trans stuff. Well, first off, be open and honest with them. Let them ask questions. That's kind of my number one policy. Is like, I'm an open book. No matter how personal or vague or detailed the question is, I have an open door policy, an open book policy, kind of, where any question that any of my friends that any of my friends may have, I allow them to ask, because I think the second that we start turning down questions and shutting ourselves off from sharing the truth and sharing what it's like for us, is the second that we are instantaneously like breaking off communication and education, right? So I always leave room for that in my relationships with people. And then also, like I said, like the website thing, just doing research. There's a lot of different support groups on Facebook. There's what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Completely lost it. But and then just reaching out and asking questions anytime. Like myself, if you find someone on YouTube that you can relate to, follow their channel, follow their stories, follow their videos, and if you have questions, or you want to get in more contact with them and think that you guys would relate really well together, then cool. Like, try and find them on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever social media. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, guys. Any social media that you guys may have in common, check into it. I know my friend from Iowa, like, we FaceTime and stuff. We both have iPhones, and so that's super cool. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the best way. Just research and love. If any of these questions you want more clarification on, or I didn't get as detailed, or there's something that you want to add to it, or that you want me to readdress at another time, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'm always on the wrong side of the camera. Comment section below. Or, like I said, Facebook, message me, find me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, anything of that nature, let me know. And any other questions that you may have, throw them at me, and I'll put them in my next segment of Trans Q&A. So, with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys' time and support. Peace out.